I'm starting a series of videos that will delve deeper into my homebrew campaign setting of the Sawin Vale. It's I don't know really how to say it. I guess my ideas behind it is that it's a cozy horror campaign setting with a lot of Halloween overtones. And I'm hoping that you're going to enjoy this. I guess we'll see in the comments. One side note is that the video is a voiceover and I use AI generated images. You may not like that, and I understand. To hire someone for thousands of dollars, if not tens of thousands of dollars, to create hundreds of pieces of art for a video series does not seem like a good idea. And so I'm using AI art. If you don't like that, then just close your eyes and listen to the voiceover. But I think many of these pieces kind of catches the vibe of what I'm trying to go for. The forthcoming book that I'm making will have 100% human-made art by myself, by other people, etc. But I figured this was the best way to do it. Now, this will be a series of videos delving into it. They might not all be published back to back. I've got other things that I want to review, like the forthcoming Dolmenwood, but it will be a series of videos that not only I can show to my players so that they get grounded into what the Samhain Vale is, but also for you that might be interested in getting this book in the future and running it for your own players. So without further ado, here it is, the very first part in a series of videos about the Sawin campaign.
There is a place where autumn never ends, where the sun bleeds orange through mist, and every breath you take smells faintly of smoke, moss, and the memory of harvest. They call it the Samhain Vale, the land of eternal autumn. Long ago, two divine lovers, Ihe, the Night Mother, and Folklore, the Autumn Father, sought to unite their realms, the land of shadow and the land of fairy. But between them stretched an endless rift. Light could not pierce the shadow, nor could the shadow find rest in the light. So they conspired to meet halfway in the mortal world. Their bargain was sealed with Ulrich Ravengrave, a mortal lord and chieftain driven by his own grief and longing. He deeply loved and lost deeply, and in his sorrow he made a pact. In exchange for protecting his land and name, he gave Ihe and Folklore the right to bind their love into his soil. And so, shadow and fairy intertwined like roots beneath the world. And from that embrace, the Samhain Vale was born. But their love brought with it a toll. The dead rarely rest here. They linger, confused, caught between shadow and fairy, unable to find the other world's light. Ghosts wander the hedgerows, and demons mock the silence of the grave. To walk the roads of the vale after dusk is to gamble your soul against the night itself. Yet life endures behind walls, behind hedges, behind charms and magic sigils carved into every lintel. Every village burns its lanterns deep into the night, not merely for light, but to keep the dark things out. In the Vale, silver is sacred, forged into weapons, charms. It burns the flesh of the unholy. So precious has it become that silver is worth much more than gold. In fact, silver is not even a currency in the Samhain Vale. Merchants from distant lands risked their lives bringing the precious metal to the Vale, and risk even more leaving. For in the bogs, mountains, and forests, dark entities watch the roads. Things that hunger for the warmth of a wayward traveler's blood. Every town is surrounded by a hedge, or a fence, or a wall of carved stone. To live outside the hedge is madness, and those that choose to do so will come to a swift and final end. The towns that refused protection, Hearthstone, Barrowhaven, and the village of Silence, fell to ruin. Their ghosts now whispering warnings to those who still have life. And yet, despite all this dread, there is beauty and comfort to be found here. Golden fields under dying light, children laughing at harvest feasts, witches singing blessings over carved gourds. Even death itself feels sacred, like the turning of leaves. This is not a land of despair. It is a land suspended in perpetual autumn. Forever between life and death, warmth and cold, love and loss. So when the mist blankets the land, and the lanterns flicker, and you hear your name whispered in the wind, remember this: you walk in a land of the restless dead. But you are not unwelcome. You are simply home. On the next episode, we will wander the hexatic counties, 6 regions, each ruled by a power darker than death itself. If you would like to help me continue to create the Samhain Vale and the forthcoming Sawin campaign book, and other content like this, consider joining my Patreon. There you'll find my products, maps, and behind-the-scenes videos. Alright everyone, thanks for stopping by Agranax Studios today, and we'll see you on the next one. Later.